How's it going, everybody? I am back in Fallout 4, and today I'm going to be showing you guys my mod list, including my load order. I'll just say straight off, right off the bat, that my load order is absolutely jacked up right now because I had some mod issues and I had to move some things to get certain mods to work. So, specifically, the Scrap That Settlement mod. It was causing, or it was having tons of issues. It pretty much wasn't working at all where it was in the load order, which it says to be after landmass mods or settlement objects like USO or UCO, like clothing mods. Or not UCO, I guess, just clothing mods. And so I had it like about there, but then it pretty much stopped working altogether. And so I had to move that and all the DLC mods for that. I know that there is a season pass version. I just haven't downloaded it. And also I don't know if it works as well. So, we'll just start I guess with the main mod that I use, the most important mod to me, and that is unlock settlement objects. So, this mod is to me the most important mod that anyone can have. Andrew CX is probably the best modder on just at all on console. Like it's unbelievable on PS4 what he's done with what he's got, what he has available uh, for PS4 users. The amount of stuff he's added for us to use. Whenever mods first came out, it was like there was nothing. Because I also have this game on PC. I just prefer it on PlayStation. Don't know why. Even when I plug in the controller, it doesn't really feel the same compared to the PlayStation version, and I don't know why it is. I just really enjoy it on console. I could easily play with mods on PC and still play with the controller and build, and I would have tons of options, but I just really don't feel like playing on PC. It's really easy to record on PS4, and so this mod is probably the best mod that anybody can have. So there's the USO base game. I'm certain that there is a mod also for these that adds a season pass version. I don't have it though, so if anybody is gonna comment that, I'm sorry that I don't have it. I just haven't downloaded it because what I have works. But USO is the main mod I would suggest for anybody. That is including the base game. That's for anybody that doesn't have the DLCs. If you don't have the DLCs, there is a mod for each DLC. So this is like Raider Settlement Objects, which was added with Nuka World. You have to have the Nuka World DLC to get this. Um, if we go down a little bit, uh, for some reason, all of my other USO mods are way down here. I don't know why. I literally just moved them all up to the top. But I guess we'll just go down the line without skipping. So this is Raider Settlement Objects. This was added from Nuka World. You have to have Nuka World to get it. You pretty much get all of the objects from Nuka World without having to beat the Nuka World DLC, or no matter what ending you choose, you still unlock those objects. Um, and it says like right there, require Wasteland Warlord, uh, and or Chemist to build. So I don't know if you actually have to because I don't have those perks and I'm still able to build all of the stands and stuff. But the next mod that I suggest a lot of people to have is Scrap That Settlement. There is a DLC mod for each of the DLCs and then also an extras which adds living and dead scrapping. So you can scrap dead bodies, skeletons, robots, uh, dead animals, uh, basically everything in the game. Like right there, what does this mod do? It allows you to scrap living or dead humans, robots, creatures, basically all actors with exception of companions, as long as you are able to get into workshop mode. And you can scrap essential NPCs, so be careful. Also, be careful with Scrap That Settlement because there are some places that you can delete ridiculous amounts of stuff. Like, you can literally delete, I'm pretty sure, the castle walls. Why you would do that, I don't know, but you can. Uh, Another thing that I have is Settler Food Cap Extended. So I have this because it's, to me, I can have one person farm 25, and then I can have all of my other settlers assigned to other things, which is fantastic. It helps you get 100% happiness, I would assume. Uh, but it's great. The next thing is Workshop Interactive Objects. So this adds tons of stuff that is in its own menu, like balconies, chair. Well, I think that there's chairs, barrels, floors that can be repaired, painted, walls that can be painted, repaired, or leaned on. Same with the balconies. They lean on the railings, or they also like right there sit at, or just have coffee and watch the world go by. That's super cool. Immersive toilets where NPCs can sit on the toilet and read the latest edition of Boston Bugle. Don't know why, but I mean, if you want to have that, it adds to immersion. It's really cool. I have those balconies in certain parts of my settlement. There's railings that they'll lean on, and you can lean on them, but they recommend going to third person. Nothing bad will happen if you do it in first, but it just makes it a little bit more immersive if you're in third person because then you can see yourself leaning and stuff. Workshop turret pack. This adds like dozens of turrets and multiple levels of turrets, so you can get like level 7 or Mark 7 turrets, and they do like 12 defense instead of like the original 6 or whatever it is. I don't even remember anymore. And they also have like different colored versions, like they have like black versions of the white turrets. It's pretty cool. Workshop Junk Wall Pack. This is probably one of the best mods also. Aslam is probably one of the best modders as well. He did the Workshop Turret Pack. He, I don't know who actually did this one. Workshop Interactive. I'm not gonna like give him credit uh, for mods he didn't do, but the mods I do know he did is Workshop Turret Pack, Workshop Junk Wall Pack. Both really good mods. I used to have this mod downloaded, Gone Hunting slash Fishing, but I used to have it enabled, but there are other mods that add these same things now. So these can actually be used as food, but I don't have them like that anymore. So whatever. Custom vanilla assets. It's a pretty awesome mod. Adds like right there. Usually 50 items sectioned into like different loading like menus or whatever. You can like place a light down, you back out, load in, and or you click on it, load back into workshop, and then it unlocks like 50 signs or something because there's like it says right there 800 plus signs, and it trying to load that at one time would probably crash your game. Uh, a lot of mods, by the way, also have load order, but like anywhere shouldn't conflict with any mods as it does not modify anything. A lot of things are like that. I have this mod disabled right now. It adds a bunch of stuff that's really good that you can't even get with USO or like Aslam's decoration pack or anything like that. Adds a lot of things. Highly suggest people using it, but I just haven't been. Uh, it just adds a lot to the menus, and it also changes the name of a lot of things to like German, which it doesn't really matter, I guess. But uh, it just I have it disabled right now because I wanted to see what I could build, like what had been added into USO that was already in Skyline's PS4 Workshop mod, but it's a good mod. Next one I used, a lot of people don't know how I do this half the time. Somebody asked in the comments why it said for the square option select for mark static, well mark stat. Uh, so this mod lets you move an item like you would regularly. So if you pick up an item outside of build mode, and you hit L2, R2, you can rotate items. You can switch axes by clicking the left analog button in. and you can place items really specifically. So if you do that, you hit square, uh, and it'll mark that item, and then you go into the Pip-Boy, go to inventory, then miscellaneous, and there should be an option that's make selection static. You click that, and it will keep that item in that position. It'll lock it that way. So even if a settler walks by, runs into the table, nothing actually moves. It's fantastic. Only clear weather for the Commonwealth. I have this mod activated now. I didn't for a long time, and then storms started becoming an issue in my builds. I didn't have it activated because I still play the game, and I wanted there to be storms and stuff, you know. So I hadn't had it activated, but now I do, just to help with my videos. Place Anywhere tool. This is a thing that people ask about all the time, is what, not really what is this tool, but how do you get this tool to work? I probably will do a video on how to get this tool to actually work. But it's a place anywhere tool. Obviously, it is used to place items anywhere. It gets rid of the like restrictions on placing objects. You can clip objects. Um, you can place them in like weird spots. You can make them float. It's awesome. Then again, USO. Uh, or no, this is an unrestricted settlements mod, so this is part of USO. Uh, but this mod, or it's made by Andrew CX, which is the guy that made USO. So it unlocks the ability to build almost everything inside of all of the like limited settlements. So Home Plate, Boston Airport, Mechanist Lair. Uh, but Home Plate, you still cannot have supply lines or settlers. And you can build a recruitment beacon, but it won't actually summon any settlers. So there's just restrictions on what you can actually build there. Uh, Without this mod, you can only build like a couple decoration items, which is, I mean, okay, whatever. But I just want to be able to build whatever I want. Another mod I have, there's Grey Garden Overpass and Finch Overpass lifts. Uh, these have been combined in other mods, so you can actually get a mod that has both of these, Grey Garden and Finch Farm. But these are the ones that no respawns passed. Or passed. He's the one that, or he reviewed these. And so it says that this mod is reviewed by No Respawns, and he has some awesome Let's Builds, and you should go check out his channel and subscribe to him and like his work. Uh, it doesn't have any compatibility issues, it said. It should be compatible with other settlement mods, and then, it tells you what to do also if you have any issues with, the buttons not working. This is another mod by Andrew CX. Like I said, he's like the best modder out there. Uh, Simple settlers. This adds names to all the settlers in the game. I had issues with this. I've watched some videos and also read about where it should be in the load order. There is information. He's got a frequently asked questions thread on Bethesda.net that pretty much goes through all of his mods. He's got like 50 mods. And also this mod adds like hundreds of new settlers to have at your settlement, like looks, rather than it being the same like 50 people in all of your settlements. You won't run into the same face over and over pretty much. But there's two versions of this mod. The Immortal Edition, which makes it where all of the settlers, all the newly named settlers, are immortal and cannot be killed. And then there is another mod that is Mortal Edition, where even if they're named, they can be killed. Uh, Says including both player and NPC damage, and even things like falling. So if you have tall builds and you know they're out there, be careful about picking them up so that your settlers don't fall to their death. And also, it says adult settlers now level with the player character, so they do level up, and so they'll be stronger and better defend your settlements. Uh, Also adds children settlers, ghoul children, and then 14 new ghouls, adults that can be spawned in your settlement. Another mod by Andrew CX, Dogs Not Brahmin, replaces all pack Brahmin with provision or guard dogs. This mod pretty much just helps with issue in the game where pack Brahmin just kind of get stuck in your settlements and get in the way all the time. So that's okay with me. I don't mind losing pack Brahmin because these are a lot better, I think. Freemaker by Andrew CX. I only use the complete edition uh, because you're able to. I only use it for um, armor and clothing to clothe my settlers, and then also junk and miscellaneous. I use spawn cheat chests to do that. I may do an explanation of Freemaker at some point on how I use it and some of the things that I find easier than going into junk and miscellaneous and picking all the items that you want specifically so that you can have a lot more items in your workbench at once so that you can decorate your settlement easier without having to go back into the workbench to get more supplies. OC Decorator, this is one of the best mods ever. So I actually don't know uh, if this gets updated anymore. It might be abandoned. It was a mod on PC on Nexus. I don't actually know if it was on Bethesda.net before, but somebody got permission from the original mod creator uh, that made it for Xbox, I think, and ported it over to PlayStation. There is the DLC version, which adds Nuka World and Far Harbor items. And then it looks like it says, oh, I'm sorry, requires Nuka World and Far Harbor. And then you also need the OC Decorator mod, like the base one. So that is this mod right here. Um, it just adds all the base game items into the workshop menu. They're static when you place them, and it's easier to place these objects in the build menu rather than how with the mod I was using earlier that I was talking about earlier, make static or whatever it's called. That mod's great if you want it to be kind of like different looking. If you had like maybe like a box leaning on something, that would be good. But OC Decorator is really good for just decorating things fast. You can place a bunch of items down maybe, and then like pillar glitch it onto a shelf. That's a really good use of OC Decorator, or placing things on a table, just making some clutter. This is a mod that I don't even think this is on the Bethesda store anymore. I don't have it actually active because it adds a lot of things. This was probably one of the first mods out that added settlement items, but it's just an absolute mess. Uh, it's really bad. If you can get it, like, okay, but highly suggest just getting USO. This is a really bad version of USO, pretty much. It was really good on PC. Static baskets and bins. This was relevant until recently when Andrew CX added all of these items into USO. It pretty much just added static versions of all the bins and trash cans and boxes and everything that you couldn't originally get in USO, but then he added it, which was great. Insignificant object remover. It gets rid of all the like small grass that you don't really notice in the game. You can't notice it even when you're walking around, but it helps your frame rate a little bit. It says essentially removing 1/4 of all the grass you don't see to try and net older systems a few additional FPS. So it's mainly to help with frames. Um, this mod I had a long time ago, Wild Plants, Drinks, and Chems for settlements. It was pretty much just added in the food menu under resources all of the plants that you previously couldn't build. And then in the food menu, you could find all of the extra things, and then or all the extra foods, like different versions of it, planter versions, and then in the cooking stations and Nukem mixing stations, you can make all the sodas, chems, different chems, stuff like that. It was really good, but all of these things have been added into the game with USO. So USO is just a condenser of all of my old mods that I had. So free maker base game, I had that before the DLC, or before I got the season pass one or the complete edition or whatever. Vendor rugs and guard rugs too. I mean, that's what it adds. It adds guard rugs. I think it adds a level 1, 3, and 6 so that you can have different patterns. And then there's a 2 with USO. So, like, you can put, like, a level 3 down and then 3 other positions. So, a person defending would travel between 4 positions instead of just the 2 or the 3 for the other 3 rugs or whatever. Or you could have, like, a 3, a 2, and a 1. I don't know why you would do that, whatever. And then there's a level 6 rug that also um, you can just have them stay at one spot. NSA, if you're going to download this mod, make sure that you want this mod, because right there, be sure you don't have any settlements attacked while installing this mod, or the settlement will remain under attack forever, and that it may have a permanent effect on your save even if you disable/delete the mod. Although it's been said it just needs a cycle to kick in for it to work or be removed. So you can still get attacks through Radio Freedom and through Preston. So attacks still happen, but they don't randomly happen while you're playing the game. If you're off, it's not going to say, oh, this settlement's being attacked, and then later you find out that it lost because you didn't go. Swappa, this mod is super confusing. Whenever it first came out, it was the only use of the only available Place Anywhere mod. Stupid workaround Place Anywhere. That's pretty much what it was, because Place Anywhere was hard to do on console for builders or for the modders, and so there was this mod, and then they added Place Anywhere, and Place Anywhere, you need that to have a better Place Anywhere mod. Pretty much Place Anywhere, you need Swappa to have Place Anywhere to work. So it's a really good mod. Also adds like a tilt tool that's kind of really difficult to use. Uh, it's ridiculously difficult actually, and it can be used to make some really interesting things, but it's super hard to use, like I said. This mod I downloaded before USO added it. No Respawns did a review of this, but it's just add Minimin guards. There's all the different factions, and with one of the most recent updates to USO, which was massive, they added just guards for all the factions, and then also like vendors, everything like that. Legendary modifications. This is just a mod that I have so that I can have legendary gear for whatever I want. I pretty much have it so that I can have super ridiculous carry weight and agility. And you can have, I think, 2 legendary mods, or maybe it's just 1, whatever. But it's easy to use. It's just when you're building, you can add legendary mods onto gear. Level 4 merchant fix. You have to have less than 15 settlers in Sanctuary. Remember that before downloading this mod. And you can have the level 4 merchants spawn in Sanctuary, and then you can move them to whatever settlement you want. So that's how I got all of the level 4 merchants. Besides Anna Hargraves and the girl from the vault. I don't remember her name. Riley, I think. But you get those through quest. That's why you can't get them through this mod. ZKG I Hate Bramble plus Shrubs edition. It gets rid of all of the bramble. It's supposed to. Doesn't really work that well. Sometimes they come back. It's definitely supposed to help with frames and overall performance of the game. And I think that it does kind of help. Choose your own perks. This is pretty much so that I could have all of the building perks right off the bat. Not have to worry about leveling up to like 40 to be able to unlock all of the perks to build. Workshop Decoration Pack. This is another Aslam mod. This mod is awesome. Adds decorated shelves, tables, vendor counters and stalls, and rugs for vendors, which is really handy. Those are also added with USO, so it's not really like this is necessary anymore, but it is necessary for all the decorated items, which they all look really good. Coastal Cottage Cave. I had this downloaded to show you guys a cool looking or cool mod that you guys could use if you didn't want to build a cave or a bunker in Coastal Cottage. This kind of adds a little bit of lore to Coastal Cottage if you guys really wanted it. First person animation tweaks. It just makes it where your character kind of like moves around a little bit. You put your gun down whenever you're in first person instead of just holding it up at all times. But I didn't like the screen or the movement. I recorded a video with it. I'm sure that people noticed that when I was like standing there trying to get like a good view on stuff, the screen was still moving a lot. That's probably the only downside of this mod. It's hard to do good building videos with. But if you're looking for immersion, this is a really good one. More USO, Wasteland Workshop, Contraptions, and this is like a mashup pack. It adds a lot of things from all the different DLCs. Vault-Tec, Far Harbor, and then a menu patch. This is a really important one to have if your menu isn't working the way it should for USO. There should be a USO option in the menu, the build menu. This one, you have to download this if you don't have that, and I didn't, so I downloaded the menu patch. It probably works now, it's probably fine, but I have the menu patch still downloaded just in case. USO Nuke World, another one, Automatron. And this is the mod I've referred to a lot lately, is Makeshift Furniture Pack. I might do a mod review for like all of the makeshift like furniture packs that I've been using. And so this mod was pretty much inspired by Aslam, but it's made by somebody else, and it's really good. I would highly suggest it. Uh, I'll try to leave all of my mods in the description, all of the links to all the mods. I have a lot of mods, but if there's any mods that you guys want me to cover, anything that you think that I should do reviews on out of all of my like mods that I use, let me know, and I will definitely get on that. Let me know what you guys think of this video. Check out some of my builds while you're here, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.